Good morning. So my morning has been amazing so far. So if you see the pictures, at 5 o'clock this morning, a gang of us met on Furbo Beach and we walked the darkness into light. So the first picture is us starting, the second one is us ending, and then some of them went for a swim. I just went for a paddle. So yeah, darkness into light, and then be the light. Yeah, it just resonated with me today. Shine bright. So just closing your eyes and find the felt sense of you in this moment. That sense of how it is to be in this moment in your body. Just feeling that. Noticing sensations, the feeling of your bum on the chair that you're sitting on, the floor. Feel your feet, your shoulders, your belly. Either find the sense of a smile, either on your face or in your torso, or find your wellness. Feel something that feels like, yeah. For me, it's the community of people who gathered this morning. A lot of them were the swimmers from the Sunday morning. So it's just this beautiful community of resilient, robust, wonderful women who live here locally. And yeah, what thing could you do to connect? I was thinking about it. Somebody texted me to say that they were reaching out to, to people who were different, or people who were, just that sense of reach out and connect, in yourself and then in the community around you. Well, what are you going to do today? How would you? Yeah, how would you? How would you? So come rest on the floor into your child's pose. Come. So come rest in. Your knees can be a little bit apart, or your knees can be together. Your arms can be long or tucked in. And then just find, how do you settle in and land onto the floor? And just have a bit of a wiggle. Just leaning into or wiggling into your hips, your feet, your spine, your shoulders. We are continuously in motion. Life in motion. Every cell, every system is moving in your body. So just check it out. Do you move easily through the muscular system, through your bones? Nice. And then just begin to, it's like a very small movement, but arch your back and then flatten. So rounding and arching. Arching, rounding. So my elbows are a little bit on the floor. My head is a little bit up. So then come up into your cat's pose. Rounding and arching. Rounding, arching. Those of you from other countries, the darkness into light, the walk that happens around this time every year is for suicide awareness. And it's run by Pieta House, which is an amazing organization that supports and prevents suicide in Ireland. It's really important. And begin to sway from side to side. And just leaning from one side to the other. Looking back. Feeling your rib cage as you move. And then combine those movements. So make a big circle with your spine. It's like a big skipping rope rolling. And then circle in the other direction. Nice. Round your back. Sit your bum back towards your heels. Arch your back, look forward, and travel forward. So round your back, sit back. Arching, traveling forward. You can have your elbows bent or your arms straight. Round your back, sit back. Arching, traveling forward. So feel like I love that sense of be the light. As soon as I read it this morning, I was like, oh, that sense of radiation or a glow or a sense of okayness on the inside that expresses itself on the outside of you. So feel into your body as you move. Feel the wellness of you, the movement of you. Then let that translate itself into a softer face, a smile on your face perhaps. Change the direction. Arch your back, travel back. And then rounding your back, traveling forward. Arching, traveling back. Rounding, traveling forward. Nice. Tuck your toes under. Push back up into your downward dog. So feet are hip distance apart. Hands are shoulder width apart. I'm drawing my heels down towards the floor. And just find connection and length through your body. Breathing into your belly. Would you connect the right side a bit more? So push down into the right hand, pull back into the right heel, lift up through the right buttock. And then try the left side. Push down into the left hand, pull back into the left heel, pull back into the left buttock. Try the right side, connecting. Left side, connecting. Right side. Left side. Try across the body. Right hand, left foot. For me, that's a stronger connection. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. So when I do this, in my body, I go, oh, this is like walking. So push down into the floor with your left hand, right foot, and then right hand, left foot. I kind of travel. It's like a very chunky, clunky, deep sense of walking in my body. Nice. Both knees to the floor. Come down into your child's pose. Rest your head down. Arms are long in comfort. Head drops down. And let your breath travel into the back of your body. So every time you inhale, feel that you're opening or lengthening or expanding something deep into the back of you. Nice. So then come up into your cat pose. So your hands are hip distance, your knees are, hands are shoulder distance, and your knees are hip distance. And then bring your right toes to where your right knee was and sit your bum back and squeeze down over that leg. And then keeping your right knee bent, draw your heel towards the ceiling behind you. Squeeze. So we're meeting the hip here. So how do you squeeze your hip deeply at the front? And then as you pull your heel back, lean into the deep of the front of your hip. So feel like, oh, there's the front of my hip. And just lean into it a little bit. So squeeze into the back, front of your hip. And then lean into the lengthening of your heel upwards. Squeeze. Knee comes forward. Open as your heel goes back. Squeeze. Heel. One more time. Squeeze. Heel. Nice. Bring your right knee forward to your right elbow. And then bring your right knee behind the left knee. And then sit your bum back so that as I sit back, suddenly I feel kind of the wrapping of the fascia or the muscle across the back of my right hip. Draw your right knee to your elbow. Bring your knee to the outside of the left. Sit your bum back in that direction. So I'm pushing down into my hands and leaning back into my hips. Knee forward. Knee back. Lean into it. Nice. Knee forward. Knee back. Leaning into it. Nice. It's like the bones of you are leaning into this pose. Nice. Both knees to the floor. Other side. Bring your left toes to the floor. Sit your bum back. Squeeze into that leg, into the deep of your hip. And then draw your heel towards the ceiling And feel the front of your hip opening. Nice. Bend your knee. Sit down into it. Lift your heel. Lean into the front of your belly. Squeeze. Heel. Squeeze. Heel. One more time. Squeeze. Heel. Nice. Bring your left knee forward towards your left elbow, and then bring your left knee to the outside of your right knee. Sit your bum back. I'm pushing into my hands as I lean back into the bones of me. Nice. Knee to your elbow. Squeeze. Knee to your elbow. Squeeze. Last one. Knee to your elbow. Squeeze. Cool. Both knees to the floor. Push back. Downward dog. And just find that connection. Sense of length. Super. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lengthen out through the front leg. Bend your front knee and let your knee travel further forward than your heel. Lengthen out through your front leg. Forward. Lengthen. Forward. Pause on the lengthening. So your hands are pushing down and you're drawing your hips backwards. I'm trying to notice, are my hips square? So just wiggle your hips a little bit and notice, maybe can you pull that right hip back? Can you lengthen through your spine? And really drop the weight back into that left heel. Nice. Bend your front knee. Bend your back knee. Sink into your hip. Nice. Both hands to the front knee. Reach the left hand up. Reaching up, looking up. Really feel like you're leaning down into that left hip and then reverse backwards. Maybe look forward as we do this. Lean into your hip. Reverse backwards. Lean into your hip. Reverse backwards. One more time. Lean into your hip. And then draw your navel towards your spine. So you're not collapsing down. You have this sense of being like 1 centimeter higher than the end of your range. So I'm not down. I feel like I'm just slightly suspended, or I'm pushing my right foot down to give me strength into my right leg. Breathing into my belly, softening into my face. Maybe look up. Lift through the chest as you look up. Nice. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Bring both hands together, pausing there. Draw your right shoulder back. Actually, bring your right hand to your hip. Nicer. Breathe into the twist. Nice. Soften your face. Soften your shoulders. Really feel that space that we can create from the inside, and that expands to include the outside. Nice. Both hands to the floor. Step back. Downward dog. Lengthening back through your legs. Just pausing, finding alignment, deeper sense of center, breath in your belly, softening into your face. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor. From here, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Lengthen your back leg. Stretch out through the front leg. Bend your knee. I sounded like a Yogi Bear. That's how you sound. Hey, boo-boo. Bend your knee and lengthen out through your leg. Bend your knee. You were having a debate last night in yoga class. What was the phrase the Flintstones said? I think Fred Flintstone was yabba dabba doo. And then we were like, maybe is that Yogi Bear, or is that is that Scooby Doo? Or I think yabba dabba doo is Flintstones. Nice. Straighten out through the front leg. Pull your heel back. So are your hips square? So wiggle your hips a little bit and then pull that left hip back. So it feels almost like I'm going to pull my left heel back towards my right leg, but it's stuck on the floor. Pull your right heel down into the floor and deeply push down into your hands. Nice. Bend your knee, drop your knee, lean into your hips. Nice. Both hands to your left knee, rising up, and then reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. And then reverse backwards. And then lean into your hip. Notice the range. What is wellness for you in this range? How do you stay connected to the muscles of your belly? How do you feel that sense of rising through that right arm, even though your pelvis is sinking? Nice. Next time you drop, pause there. Maybe reach up or look up with your head and lift up through your chest, rising deeply. Again, reverse back 1 centimeter so that your left leg engages a bit more. So push your heel down and rise. Nice. Hand to the floor. Step back, downward dog, all the way back. Cool. So bring your right knee forward between your two hands, and my right foot is over behind my left hand. So I'm leaning into the side of my knee. So this is pigeon. So you can either come rest into a zigzag from here if you find that's too strong, or stay in your pigeon, which is that you're resting deeply down into the right buttock. So the thing that will be too strong is probably your knee. So if your knee is saying, oh God, no, then come into zigzag. So zigzag is where you rest on your bum and the weight is out of your legs. Still really good for you. Pausing there. Breath is in your belly, face is softening. Nice. Come back. Other leg. Left leg forward. Left foot is behind your right foot, so it's slightly on its side. And then lean back into your pigeon or come into zigzag. Listen to your knees. So knees don't do anything funky with your knees. If there's any discomfort, ease off. They just take so long to heal. There are loads of ligaments in your knee, and ligaments don't have much blood flow. They're very white. They're like tight cling film. So they just take ages. Nice. And push back. And all the way back into your downward dog. Have a bit of a wiggle. Nice. Come lie on the floor. How do you come lie? All the way down, landing down, arriving onto the floor. Cool. So stretch your legs up toward the ceiling and just roll into your ankles, and stretch your arms up towards the ceiling and roll into your wrists. And just let your breath be deep in your belly. That sense of connecting, breathing, and then roll in the other direction. Maybe just close your eyes. You know, that sense of radiation. I love that feeling of imagining that I'm lying on a beach or that I've just sat down on a bench. Bring both feet to the floor. Bring your arms wide. So we're going to keep that sense of the story I'm going to tell you while we come into gliders. So draw your left knee up towards your right shoulder. And then right knee up towards your left shoulder. So as you lie here, imagine that you've lying on the grass or lying on a beach, Well, there's a sense of warmth and sunshine and wellness, softness through you. And imagine the place, Somebody was talking about Glass on Beach with me yesterday. For me, it's usually down my garden that is some place that is wellness for me. Find your place and feel the sun on your face. That it's like orange through your eyelids because of the sunshine. Nice. And draw your right knee over towards the left side and pause there. And then, keeping everything else still, try and bring your right foot as far back towards the right and keep it in the air. And then slide your right knee up towards your left shoulder. So we were trying to find a name for this pose last night, and I was going, is it like a knife? Is it like a hatchet? Is it like a machete? And then I'm like, there must be a better word. So if you can come up with a good word for this movement. So it's like gliders gone into sliders. What would this leg movement, how would you describe it? Just feel that it glides, the knee stays low, the foot stays low, and they travel forward and backwards. Begin to lean a bit more into the back. So pause when your foot is back as far as it can go, and then come forward. Nice, one more time. And back. Cool, come back to center. Other side, drop both knees down to the right, draw your left knee up, and then do gliders to sliders. Maybe that's a good one, rather than machete. And just what I feel is that as I slide backwards, I can feel that the stability of my hip, I have to really hold with stability. So I'm lengthening and stabilizing at the same time, which is a wonderful thing for our body. Nice. Begin to lean into it a little bit more, pausing on the back. Nice. Come back to center. Soles of your feet together, knees apart, hands on your belly. As always, I walk my shoulders away from my hips, gives my spine length, brings much more ease to my lower back and pelvis. I really moved with gratitude this morning for the connections and the beautiful people that I know in my life. These tribes and communities that are created and co-created in communication, in connection, in love. Just feeling that, maybe something that you're grateful for today. Somebody last week was saying, that whenever I come onto the TV, always there's the shout out, hello, Ciara, good morning, talking to the TV. And then often when I ask about gratitude, usually the person shouts out, it's you I'm grateful for, Ciara. So thanks. Stay there, just feeling into your gratitude, feeling into just that radiance of you. Be the light. Be the light you want to see in the world. Be the connection you want to have. And be well, resource yourself, stay connected, and see you all tomorrow for some Sunday yum. Oh, how yum. That should be, Sunday yum. It's always a very cool thing. I'm going to show you again my awesome morning. Just so cool. I think it was around, like 15, 16 of us who walked the loop. There's a loop that travels from the beach up by the church, down by our house, and then back down to the beach. It was amazing. It was so cool. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Be well, be resilient, keep finding your wellness. And thanks so much for joining me. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao.